So this is going to be a quick little vid. So this Triton, 97 Triton MK, or they call it an L200 in America and in the UK and Europe. It's got torsion bar suspension on it, which is a steel rod, tensile steel rod, and it's fixed at one end, fixed up here, and fixed at the other end there on the lower control arm. And this is under a torsional force, so when you adjust that and push that up, that forces this to twist and raise that, and that's your actual spring there. That piece of rod is the spring. So to raise it, all you do is tighten that up. Now if I over tighten it and take it up too high, I'll end up with the wheels with too much camber inwards at the bottom, which you can fix by putting a shim in the back of the upper control arm, and you also put a spacer in and flip it. I'm only going to go halfway because it sits just a little bit downhill. I'm holding that camera pretty level, and you can see it needs to just come up a little bit at the front. I very rarely carry load at the back, so that's what I'm about to do. I've got the high lift jack. I'm just going to wind that under, and then there's a locking nut thread, and then you just wind the bottom of it. And I'm probably going to wind it about 6 turns, which I think is about halfway of the thread. And we're going to raise it up. It's looking a bit shabby at the moment. I rubbed back all the old shitty paint on the doors yesterday. There was all sticky stuff where he'd stuck canvas on the canopy there. So yeah, she's slowly coming together now. I've got the racks on, started painting the rear tub. I'm going to give that another coat and wrap the bonnet. So yeah, see it tick. So I've taken it 4 full turns up. It's definitely raised the front. I've gone up almost 10-15 mil. So I am going to go a few more turns. And I don't want to bring it up so high that I've got the tyres camber cut in at the bottom. It's looking pretty level now. I could probably go a touch more without it being too bad, but then otherwise I've got to space out the upper control arm at the back and pull the upper control arm across and in. But yeah, it's already looking higher at the front and looks like it sits a bit more level. Definitely. And I haven't even raised the back yet. I won't raise the back. I'm going to put extended shackles in it later. But then I'm going to do a 2-inch body lift all the way around. And then I'll be able to wind these torsion bars right to the top as well. Put a spacer in, a camber adjuster on the upper control arm, longer brake lines, Bob's your uncle. Anyway, back to time lapse. So you can see now before I take it for a drive, the bottom of that wheel is turned down a little bit. I'll take it for a drive, makes it settle. Put it there, you should be able to see it, even just going down the driveway and back again. Should be enough to bed it in. Hey, no mate, adjusting the torsion bars. So that's settled itself a bit now. It's still sitting pretty level. Now I had a 100 mil gap before I took it for a test there. Should be about 80 now. 70. So that was 55 before, so I've raised that like half an inch now. Still just not quite sitting where I want it to. I can afford to go a little bit more, so I will. All right, I've gone up less than 1.5 inches. They may settle a little bit more, but I don't think that's too towed in for the bottom. It will excessively wear the outside of the tyre if I leave it like that. I may have to drop it back down, but it is sitting pretty smack bang on level now. I know the driveway's not level, but I've definitely given myself some more ground height. Equal spacing, front and rear in the guards. Sitting much nicer. Very happy with it. All in all, I think that only took me about half an hour. Very easy on these cars to raise the suspension being torsion bar. Super easy. You can get bigger heavy duty torsion bars that already have the right amount of twist load on them to raise them up that high, but it's adjustable quite a bit at the back there that puts the torsion in the torsion bar. So yeah, pretty happy. These things getting there. Got some body filler today to fill in those holes. I'll do that in a couple of days' time. I didn't really want to go overboard, but I think this is going to happen. Yeah. All done. Peace. Currently driving the car, been driving it for about 3 hours now, 200 odd Ks. It's very light in the steering. It's not ridiculously light, but it's kind of twitchy. It's not like it used to be. Expected, because I'm on the outside of the tyre now, so when I do go around the corner, there's less contact surface on the ground, on the road. As I go around the corner, the load is in a small area now. I'll fix that up when I finish off the lift kit. I'm gonna make my own little spaces. You can buy them, but all I need is a bit of 5mm steel, maybe a piece of 1mm steel, 2.5, something like that. Cut some slots in it, some longer bolts, and that'll bring the upper control arm in. Yeah, really happy with it. It's sitting beautifully. It's a torsion bar suspension front end, and it's a leaf sprung rear end, so it is a rougher ride anyway, but these Australian roads aren't the best, especially our coastal roads. I'm south on the coast at the moment. It's not too bad, but there's the odd pothole here and there. It's quite rough, so if it's going to be bedded in, it's definitely going to be bedded in now. The height should still sit the same. I noticed that the front's a little bit higher than the back, which is fine for me. The only thing it's really going to affect is where the lights are pointing. I've got a light bar on it, which I've actually pointed a little bit down, so that's probably going to be pointing in a real good spot now. And yeah, this is on hands-free. Just for you little snitches out there that wanted to say maybe that I was using my phone in Australia. We're not allowed to touch our phones when we're driving. It's fucking ridiculous, because you can have one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the gear stick, you can adjust mirrors, you can do this, that and the other. I can talk like this and it's not illegal. I guess people are retarded and scroll and check their phones too much when they should drive. Maybe it is a bit unsafe. But anyway, if you like what I do, you like what you see, like the video, please subscribe. It's going to be my second video up.
and comment below. If you like what I do, comment about, you know, something you might want to see me do. If you see I've done something wrong in the video, I'm definitely open to criticism. Yeah, I wasn't using stands, but at the same time the ride height of the car was already that high that if the jack had to come out, the high lift jack that locks the pin in, it wouldn't have fallen on my chest and may have bounced off it. And look, I'm a tough guy anyway, I can handle it. So yeah, if you want to be a troll and get in on the comments, go for it as well. I might like a little troll out. We'll see what happens. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Peace, guys.